The Northern Territory's opposition leader has revealed she will vote no at the referendum to enshrine a voice to Parliament in the Constitution. Live to Matt Cunningham in Darwin. Matt, what are her reasons for doing so?
Well, Finocchiaro, Tom, has cited a lack of detail around the proposal for a voice to Parliament. This has been a controversial issue here in the Northern Territory. It's created great division within the Country Liberal Party. We know Jacinta Price, the Northern Territory's Country Liberal Party senator, has been the most prominent figure in the No campaign, but there have been people within the Country Liberal Party who have supported the proposal for a voice to Parliament, most notably its former president, Lawson Broad, who resigned from his position and from the party when the party moved motions earlier this year to oppose the voice. Finocchiaro, well, she hasn't taken a position until today, Tom. She said that she wanted to see more detail. She believes that that detail hasn't been provided, and that's why she's voting no.
We've been calling for more information for Territorians, since late last year, I suppose, because we believe people should really understand what they're voting for. And off the back of the Labor Party National Conference last week and the pamphlet today, which really doesn't have any additional detail, I've made the personal decision that I'll be voting no.
She went into more detail on that issue about a lack of detail. She says she's concerned that the Northern Territory, and more specifically the interests of Aboriginal people in the Northern Territory, won't be properly represented on what she's described as a Canberra-based voice. We know the government hasn't provided the detail of exactly what the voice will look like, Tom. The one model that we have seen comes from the Karma Langton report. There are people in the Northern Territory who have concerns about that model. It will have 3 representatives on the National Voice, that model, for the 70,000 or so Aboriginal people who live in the Northern Territory. That's in contrast to 2 people from the ACT, for instance, for about 7,000 Aboriginal people who live in that jurisdiction. That's something that Finocchiaro has raised as a specific concern of hers.
I'm very concerned about the lack of territory representation that there's likely to be on any voice. And to me, that means we're not going to be getting the best outcomes for Territorians. I'm really concerned about a Canberra-based body that's going to be really predominantly filled with people from other jurisdictions, and I just can't see how people sitting in Melbourne and Sydney are going to be able to drive better outcomes for Aboriginal Territorians.
So Finocchiaro joins other state coalition leaders, including David Crisafulli and David Spears, who are opposed to the voice of Parliament. We know that in other states, the Tasmanian Premier, Jeremy Rockliff, also the New South Wales Liberal leader, Mark Speakman, and the ACT Liberal leader, Elizabeth Lee, support the proposal. So no united position across the states and territories as far as their Conservative leaders go when it comes to the voice to Parliament, Tom.